Hi, this is Jim with ProfitTrading.com. We're going to take a look at the S&P mini contract. Now, this is the monthly chart right here, and it goes back to 2000. Well, a little farther back, but basically the main high back here was in around 2000. And then you can see it hit resistance here and came down, and that was the big crash in like 2008, 2009. And then it's coming into resistance again. So that's what I think is the big thing to look at right here. Now, this is kind of a rising wedge type pattern here that it looks to be forming, and that can be a very bearish pattern if it breaks down through there. Usually it's a strong break. So this looks like it's forming a rising wedge here, and it's going to run into resistance. So that's a very, very bearish picture for the monthly chart on the S&P. Now let's go to the weekly. Now here you can see this rising wedge on the weekly chart. And there's a thing in stocks that sometimes they'll make three drives into a top. So you can see three drives into a top here. And then here's what I think is really interesting is this is a hanging man here. This is on the weekly chart of the S&P. This is a hanging man. And usually when the hanging man low is taken out, when it looks like a top's coming in, that's very bearish. So right now this hanging man, tops are a lot of times are made on hanging man pattern. It's a candlestick pattern. And this looks like a bearish formation to me right here. And the MACD is making a bearish divergence. Not super, well, it's pretty bearish from this peak. From the last peak it's not as bearish, but that's still a bearish divergence here. Whoa, excuse me, sorry about that. I thought I was just doing this. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so we got a bearish divergence, and it kind of looks like it's almost starting to hook over. And if you look at the histogram, there's even more of a bearish divergence with the histogram than with the lines. You can see that this is putting in a bearish divergence. So now on the daily chart, we've put in a blue light, which is the bulls and bears, kind of like they're parabolic, but it's a little tighter, and it's mathematically fits what's going on in the market. And then if you look at the MACD, it's hooked over, so that's bearish, and the bulls and bears have turned yellow. So green for bullish, yellow for neutral, and red for bearish. So if we had a down day tomorrow, this thing would probably turn red, depending on the day or the next couple days. And see how the MACD is in negative territory here. And if you look at the histogram here, see how that's a bearish divergence. So right now I think there's a good chance that the S&P might head lower from here. So that's what I'm looking at for right now. Again, if the market changes, I'll change my opinion, but right now it looks like the S&P is going to break lower from here. So thanks for listening to my video. This is Jim with ProfitTrading.com.